Kenyan airport authorities, securities arrested a 27-year-old Chinese national in Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, trying to move out over 2,200 black queen ants out of Kenya. So, truth is that this ants is worth ridiculous amount of money. Each of these ants, or maybe a set of these ants, is worth over thousands and thousands of dollars in black market. So you see, that is why the rush for this smuggling is on the rise. So not elephant, not elephant tusk, not rhino tusk, but a smaller variety of African animals. Gold has been transported out of Africa through other means. They use it to siphon African wealth out. A lot of things has been taken out of Africa that are not common materials, but real substance, real natural substance being pulled out of Africa. Now, we are in the era of ants being taken out from Africa. Why? What is the importance of these black ants to the world market or being sold out? Or why the smuggling? So I decided to make some findings or research about these black giant ants. And these ants, beyond being big in size compared to other ants, they are powerful, organized, and incredibly intelligent for their kind. So more things I found out was that these ants are also aggressive defenders when threatened. They build their colonies and it can contain thousands, and all working together with precision, each ant playing its role in the complex social system they've already built, like their colony. So the Kenyan authorities found these ants to be smuggled. They found out that these ants were hidden inside test tubs, and tissue rolled to give cushion to the ants and all that. These are not ordinary ants at all. They are African giant harvester ants, a particular species of ants, black ants, native to East African countries. So you see the demands for these ants by the collectors and hobbyists are on the very, very high rise. And that is why you see the prices of these ants are very, very expensive. From the investigations going on, it is believed that these ants were or being sorted after for exotic ant keeping hobbies. People that love keeping ants. Some people love keeping ants in formicariums, places where you keep ants to study the behaviors of these ants. But at the expense of who? The expense of Kenyan people, the expense of Kenyan populace, because this ant contributes a lot to the society where it is found. So if one of these ants cost about 2 to 300 US dollars per one, so multiplied by thousands, like over 2 to 3,000 pieces that is being smuggled out at once by these smugglers, they are taking them. This is just one of the cases that the smuggler was caught. Consider other ones that has been pulled out. So you see, it's a thriving business for the smugglers and the collectors. And let's not forget that this particular species of African black ants, these queen ants or king ants, are capable of creating colonies. An entire colony that can consist of, workers, soldiers, and future queens. These ants has the capacity to create eggs, to produce an entire colony. So you see, that's why the rush or the quest for this ant smuggling is thriving in Kenya and other East African countries. In fact, these ants naturally has large, the capacity to produce large, fascinating social structures that is very fascinating to the modern world. Complex colonies. These ants brings designs, organized structures. So for the hobbyists, they want to buy these ants at all costs. It's also good to remember that these ants are also parts of the ecosystem where they live. Ants forms a very vital importance in the ecosystem, in this country. Removing these ants where they are, and giving support to the ecosystem could damage the entire ecosystem, from taking off of big animals out of Africa now down to ants. Because some of these things are things we look at and you say it doesn't matter, it's ants, but it matters a lot, because beyond other economical reasons why they're taking the ants out, it has other biological effects on the environment, biological damage discussing on the ecosystem where it is taken off from. You see? So to sum it up, beyond the economic reason, which is one of the most, in fact, the most obvious reason why these ants are smuggled out, it is also believed that The ants' coordination and colony structures are of interest in fields like robotics and AI. But then, it is something to watch out for. So here in this channel, I talk about things I find interesting about Africa. Please do well to subscribe. See you on the next one.